Hey everybody, this is Helena Hart, and welcome to my live stream on 4 unusual traits that men find irresistible and 4 false feminine traits that turn men off. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. I'm using a new microphone for the first time. My old microphone broke, so if you guys can hear me, just let me know in the chat. Say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and I'm so excited. I call these traits 4 unusual feminine traits because so few women know about them and can truly embody them. So if you can really learn how to exude some of these feminine qualities, you'll just feel that man you want, or really all men everywhere feel this desire to come closer to you. So thank you guys so much for letting me know. I'm so excited. I haven't done a live stream in a really long time. I've been focusing on my new podcast, Master Your Magnetism. Are you guys following me over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? I'll include a link to that in the description of this video if you guys want to go follow my podcast on there. And while we're waiting for some people to join, I wanted to let you know about something really exciting. I found out that I can record podcasts live using an app called Bullhorn. So if you guys want to attend my live podcast recordings, I have the link in the description. It's the first link in there. It's totally free. You can download the Bullhorn app and then search for my podcast, Master Your Magnetism. And I'm going to be going live over there pretty much every day in the month of October. And you can get your personal questions answered by me and any expert guests that I bring on. You can actually push a button and just call in and talk to me live and get your questions answered, kind of like a radio show. It's going to be so much fun. I'm super excited. It's 100% free. So click that first link in the description, download that app, and that will be really fun. Every day in October, almost every day, you guys can connect with me. I just want to talk with you personally. I miss doing live streams like this. You can also type your questions into the chat over there as well. So thank you guys so much for letting me know that you've been listening to my podcasts. I've been having so much fun doing that. And it looks like we have a good amount of people joining. So let me jump into this topic. I only have about 10 or 15 minutes, but I wanted to, jump on here and share this information and connect with you guys. So I'm going to start with the 4 false feminine traits that turn men off. And the first one is thinking that feminine energy means just waiting around for a man, that you just have to lean back and basically wait for him endlessly, and he can just come and go as he pleases. And that just couldn't be further from the truth. I get questions all the time like, how long should I lean back? How long should I wait for a man before moving on? And if you're thinking that way, it's just kind of an error in your thought process. Personally, I don't think you should really ever wait for a man. I think your mentality should be, I'm moving forward with my life. I'm going to have a rich, full, juicy life with or without this man. And I'm trusting that if he's the right man for me, he's going to want to jump on that path with me and pursue me for the kind of relationship that I want, right? So that's the first one. It's a really common misconception about feminine energy, that you just have to lean back and you're at the whim of whatever this man is doing or not doing. So, oh, yes. Okay. Kristen, Joanna, Emma, Natalie, thank you guys. Mary, I'm so happy to be connecting with you, and I'm glad this is resonating with you. So the second misconception or myth about feminine energy is that it means just being girly or bubbly or perky and upbeat and pasting a big smile on your face all the time, even if that's not how you're truly feeling. And this could also not be further from the truth. Feminine energy is just simply connecting to your emotions and how you're feeling, the full range of your emotions. So if you're feeling upset or triggered, pretending to just be cool, calm, and collected and pasting this smile on your face will actually cause a big disconnect, because men are sensitive to this. They can feel the incongruence. They can feel the disconnect in your energy or in your vibe, and it'll actually push them away. So if you're feeling frustrated about something, it's important to be able to express yourself authentically. And if you do this correctly, that will actually connect you with a man's heart and bring him closer. I'll talk a little more about that as I get into these feminine traits that you want to be exuding. So that's the second one. The third one is thinking that feminine energy means doing things like nurturing or mothering or cooking and cleaning or putting on makeup and just being girly in that sense. And there's nothing wrong with those things, but in my opinion, those traits those actions involve a lot of masculine energy. Masculine energy is doing and giving energy, while feminine energy is the receiving and just being in the moment energy. So nothing wrong with doing things like if you enjoy cooking, right? But that's not what's going to make a man fall in love. Have you guys ever just done everything for a particular man and just shown him every single thing you have to offer, and it just wasn't quite enough for him to fully commit and put both feet in? I hear from women all the time that say they just did everything for a man, and he left her for a woman that didn't do any of those things. So again, there's nothing wrong with doing those things. Often they come from your own internal desire. Like when I put my makeup on this morning, I was in my masculine energy because I was doing things and thinking about what I wanted to talk about today. My feminine energy was the desire. I had a desire to, go live right now, and I'll be recording videos later with a few other experts. And my masculine energy put it into play by setting everything up, putting makeup on, getting dressed, getting myself in front of the computer, right? So nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being in your masculine energy, but doing all those things is not what makes a man fall in love. Men fall in love for who you are deep down, not what you do. And I will get to your questions at the end if I have time. My podcast is on Apple and Spotify, but if you'd like to join me live for a podcast recording, actually several, probably 20, 30 podcast recordings in the month of October and beyond, download the Bullhorn app and you can go live with me there. And then the replays will be posted later this year and next year on Apple and Spotify. So the link to join Bullhorn and go live with me, get your questions answered, talk with me personally is in the description of this video. So if you click the title of this video, it'll open up the description and it's the first link in there. So thanks for asking. And if you guys have more questions about that, let me know in the chat. So the fourth false feminine trait that actually pushes men away is being weak or passive, or that damsel in distress energy where you kind of lack the motivation to take care of yourself. That will attract a man who's in his wounded masculine energy, and you'll get kind of a controlling man who wants to manipulate you or control you. They seek out women like that. So men love an ambitious, independent woman. I mean, ask any guy around. They think that's incredibly sexy. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem happens, I see, is when women take all of that doing and getting things done energy and they turn it onto a man in their relationship by trying to constantly make things happen or steer things in the direction that she wants. Right? So nothing wrong with being independent and ambitious and driven. I am certainly all of those things. And my husband loves that about me, right? But it's important to not take that, that driving forward energy and turn it onto your relationship by constantly trying to get a man to do what you want. So those are the 4 false feminine traits. I'll recap these at the end. But again, I only have a few more minutes. So I wanted to get into these 4 unusual feminine qualities that make a man just want to pursue you and come closer and closer. The first one is trusting. Trusting is not very much talked about, but it's a very feminine energy quality. And of course, it's important to trust the man that you're with. I'm not talking about just blindly trusting everybody, even if they've given you reason to not trust them. I'm talking about trusting yourself to not stay in situations that don't feel good to you, right? Being willing to walk away. And then trusting that the right man is going to pursue you and want to come towards you all on his own without all this prompting and pressure and prodding and manipulating from you. So thank you guys so much. You're so sweet. I just want to put all of you guys on the screen and say hi. You guys are so, so sweet. And I'll get to as many questions as I can at the end. But let me just get through these because I have only have a limited amount of time today. So trusting is that first feminine trait you want to embody. If you guys have questions about this one, let me know in the comments after it posts, and I can include links to more videos where I talk about trusting specifically. But it's all about trusting yourself. You don't really ever have to worry about trusting a man as long as you trust yourself and your own intuition, and trust yourself to spot those red flags and not stay in a relationship or a situation that doesn't feel good to you. It's so, so important. The second feminine quality is allowing. Trusting and allowing kind of go hand in hand, but allowing looks like allowing things to unfold organically rather than trying to push and shove your way to try to get what you want at all costs, or chase a man down who's not pursuing you. It's about leaning back and allowing things to unfold in perfect timing, in the perfect order and scheme of your life. And by the way, these work to help you attract what you want in all areas of your life, not just in dating and relationships. I hear from women all the time who say they start using these tools and they're just attracting the money they want, the career opportunities, their dream home, the right kind of people, right? So these work in all areas of your life. The third feminine trait is being in the moment, experiencing the moment, rather than being up in your head, thinking, strategizing, wondering if this guy likes you, right? Or how is this date going? What should I say next? It's about being in the moment. So if you can do this, it's kind of like getting inside of every moment so you can experience it while it's happening, slowing down the tempo of every moment. So next time you're on a date or with your man, just try actually, feeling the air on your skin, listening to the music, really looking into his eyes and hearing everything he's saying, rather than being up in your head trying to, say the perfect thing or be feminine, right? Thank you so much, Fiona. You're so sweet. Oh my gosh, I just love you guys so much. I really miss doing these live streams with you. And let's see, that brings me to number 4, and that is receiving and responding. So again, doing and giving and leaning forward is masculine. When you're leaning back, receiving and then responding to that by showing appreciation and acknowledgement, that's what makes the right man who wants to give to you and make you happy. That's what makes him fall in love. I always say masculine energy men fall in love when they're giving to us, not when we're giving to them, right? Men fall in love and commit based on their level of investment, not your level of investment. Again, if you're doing everything in the relationship and trying to just hold it all together so this guy doesn't fade away, that does nothing for romance. That does nothing to make a man want to pursue you and come closer. It actually does just the opposite. So I have about 5 minutes. Let me recap these. I just wanted to come on for a quick live stream and let you guys know about this new live podcast recording, the thing that I'm going to be doing in October. So the 4 false feminine traits, they're not actually feminine traits. They're kind of like misconceptions or myths about feminine energy. The first one is thinking that feminine energy means just waiting around for a man endlessly, right? You never, ever want to wait for a man. You're not going to have to wait for the right guy. The second one is thinking that feminine energy just means being girly and bubbly and smiley, even if that's not how you're feeling deep down. You want to be congruent, right? How you're feeling on the inside needs to be conveyed on the outside with your words and body language. So important. The third one is thinking that feminine energy means just doing things like nurturing and mothering a man and cooking for him all the time and cleaning up after him. And all of those things involve a lot of masculine energy because they involve doing and taking action and caring for someone else, right? And again, nothing wrong with those things, but it does nothing for romance. That is not what inspires a man to fall in love and want to commit to you forever. It's who you are deep down, not what you do. The fourth false feminine trait that you want to avoid is being weak or passive or thinking that you just have to be this damsel in distress and wait for a guy to come rescue you. If you do that, you're in danger of getting a very controlling man. And, men love a successful, independent, ambitious woman. They just don't want someone who's going to take all of that driving forward energy and turn it on to him. Very important. So those are the 4 false feminine traits you want to avoid. And the 4 unusual feminine traits that make a man see you as that one special woman he never wants to live without is the first one's trusting yourself first to not stay in situations that don't feel good, and also trusting that the right man's going to pursue you all on his own. The second one is allowing things to unfold organically rather than, trying to push and shove your way to get what you want at all costs or control all the circumstances around you. The third one is being in the moment, right? Feeling what you're feeling. Even just the energy of searching for a feeling is like the sexiest thing in the world to a man, right? That's you'll see him come closer to you when you can learn how to do that. And the fourth one is receiving and responding. Those kind of go hand in hand. A masculine energy man's biggest desire is being with a woman who's able to receive what he has to give, right? And men fall in love when they're giving to us. Of course, you can give to a man if you want, but that's not, giving back to a man is fantastic, right? Especially in long-term relationships. You're going to want to do that. But giving him something when he's not really pursuing you or stepping up in order to try to get him to do something back in return, it's just a total losing strategy. It leads to a lot of resentment and anger in that relationship dynamic. So you want to receive what he has to give and then respond with acknowledgement and appreciation. That's the fuel that men run on in relationships, especially masculine energy men. So I'm so glad this is resonating with you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. I just love you all. I have to get going because I have some videos I'm recording with another expert in like 5 minutes. But if you'd like to join me for my live podcast recordings, download the Bullhorn app. You guys are going to love it. It's so user friendly. I don't work for them or anything. They're not like paying me to do this. I know I sound like a commercial for them, but I did a lot of research on what's the best, podcasting app to go live and interact with your listeners. And that was the number one choice that I believe you guys are going to absolutely love. Once you're following me on there, you just, if I'm going live, you can just push a button and get added to the queue to actually talk to me personally. I can hear your voice and connect with you, or you can type your questions into the chat. It's so much fun. You can also get transcripts of all my podcasts if you guys like to see it written out. And you can also call in and listen. So you're not using your Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi at the moment, like if you're driving home from work or something, you can call in using the minutes on your phone rather than using all your data. So let's see. If you guys have any questions, I have about 5 minutes. Wow, I had a man who was constantly giving to me. When I rejected it, he seemed so angry and disappointed. What you said makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. So it can be difficult to receive, right? So many of us have been brought up placing our value and our worth on what we can do and accomplish and give to others. And again, giving in and of itself is not a bad thing, but it's not what makes a man fall in love and see you as that one woman he just wants to commit to forever. So let me see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I am so happy I did this today. I almost didn't do it because I'm really short on time. I know I'm talking really fast. So hopefully this was helpful. And I think I got to everyone's questions. I don't see any others. So I'm so happy that I was able to do this. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I love you so much. And if you have any questions about the Bullhorn app, it's available in almost every country. And how to receive. That's a good question. Let me get to that in 1 second. And if you're for some reason not able to download it or something, let me know in the comments, but it's super easy, super user friendly. And you can just search for my podcast on there, Master Your Magnetism, and it's totally free. So I would practice receiving in small ways, right? Try receiving, even just if you imagine right now, if you look at an object, look at, I'm looking at my microphone or my lights, or you can see like a pen or a glass of water. See if you can just receive its energy, right? Receive the energy, and then you can try it with friends, family members. I have such a hard time with this. I talk so much about these things because I tend to want to just give so much of myself, and having, learning how to receive was very difficult. So I will keep that in mind for future video topics and podcast episodes. And I think it's really important. So just practice in baby steps, even just receiving a phone call, receiving a text message from a man. See where you can start receiving in small ways. If someone gives you a compliment, rather than deflecting, if someone says, I like that dress you're wearing, rather than going, oh, this was, this is 5 years old, I really like your dress, and just deflecting it back to them. See if you can just say thank you. If a man tells you look beautiful today, just say thank you and receive that. So those are some, it looks like everyone wants to know about receiving. Okay, you know what? I will do a podcast episode on that. So everyone go join my podcast on Bullhorn, and also follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's where all the replays will be posted. If you don't want to join me live. And I will definitely talk more about that in future videos and podcast episodes. So I love you guys. I have to run, but I hope this was helpful, and I will hopefully talk with you very soon over on my podcast.